My name is Monica Hill, and this is Finlandia Fridays.
Hello and welcome to Finlandia Fridays. I am your host, Olivia Myers, and I am here today with the president of the Alumni Board, Monica Hill. And Monica, you have traveled a great distance to come to the university for, the homecoming festivities last week and the Alumni Board meeting. And let's talk a little bit about the homecoming activities. What was it like to be up here and see so many of your alumni friends?
It is always wonderful to be back in the Copper Country and see old friends I went to school with and new friends who are employed by the university and students, certainly. I remember my days here with love and affection and fondness and craziness, and it's fun to relive that. It's fun to see activities done by the college that we participate in, and it's just a great all-around experience.
And I know that you were really looking forward to last weekend and counting down the days on Facebook. And I think you had a count going from about 3 months ago.
Yes.
So that was a lot of fun. And to finally actually be here, I'm sure it's been a blast for you.
It's been a blast.
So one of the things that you were able to do on the Alumni Board, so the Alumni Board was responsible for Finlandia's first ever Giving Day this past June, and we raised almost $10,000 that went to the Student Alumni Association Textbook Awards. The very first that were given out to 39 students. So one of the things that the Alumni Board was able to do was actually meet with the students during lunch and, put a face to the names.
Yes.
So what was that experience like?
Wow. It was our pleasure as Alumni Board members to call these students and notify them that they had won the textbook awards. And those phone calls were so overwhelming. There really is a need there for assistance, and that we did this for them meant a whole lot. So it was good to meet them at lunch last week and talk with them face to face and find out a little bit more about why they're here, what they're doing, what they want to do with their futures, where they want to go. And it just increased the need in the board to do this as a project again.
And I think that one of the things that, we talked about in the board meeting was actually realizing the need. Obviously we identified this as a need for students whenever we were choosing what to raise the money for Giving Day, but we had 151 applications come in from students, which was, I think, more than any of us ever anticipated, and we only had 39 awards available to give out. But can you speak a little bit to some of the revelations that you learned?
Yes. I know money is tight when you go to college. It was tight when I was in college a few years ago. I had no idea that students were going without textbooks. How do you learn a subject without a textbook? There's only so much information you absorb in class, and there are students who are borrowing textbooks or going online and looking for information, and that just should not be. That just should not be.
Absolutely. And I know that you talked to several students, too, who said, I applied, but I wasn't selected as a winner. And, you were giving them advice. For next year.
Yes. Those of us on the committee want to see personal history, family information. We don't need a whole lot of information, but, I'm the first in my family to go to college. I'm working 3 jobs. This would help me so much to be able to not worry about every dime that's coming in for college or every dime that's going out. They're just some wonderful things, and make it personal. Mm-hmm. We all know that you need the money. Make it personal. So when they apply next time, we've given them it's going to make it harder on us to make those decisions on who gets the awards, but it's what we like to see.
So obviously we've alluded to the fact that we're going to have Giving Day again next year, and I think what are some of the things that the board is hoping to accomplish in the second annual Alumni Board Giving Day?
The first Giving Day, we were able to raise enough money to give 39 textbook awards. Our goal next time would be for 50.
Yeah, and I think that is, having seen the need of the students now, I think that's something that seems achievable
It
At
seems
least.
achievable, and we want to do even more, but I think we need to do this in steps.
Absolutely. So Giving Day will actually be in March this year, which is really exciting because we'll have the students on campus. We can hear from them throughout the day. If you followed us last year, we had a social media post and we're live several times, at least every 90 minutes. So I would expect something kind of similar along those routes. I think it's a great initiative led by the Alumni Board. So what are some other things that the Alumni Board, in your meeting last week that you guys determined to kind of focus on this year?
Well, we have really stepped up participation on the board. At one time, the board met once a year with a face-to-face meeting up at the college. Now, this past year, we've started meeting monthly on the telephone. We are excited that technology is allowing us to do this, and we've recognized that it needs to be a part of an active board. So we tackle a lot of business during those monthly meetings. They're half an hour long. We try to keep it short because we're mindful of everybody being busy. But we provided beer for the locker rooms for the old timers hockey games in March, with compliments from the Finlandia Alumni Board. We're trying to do everything we can to remind people we are here. We want to help students. We are fun. We're a good resource. We're a good networking source. So everything we do is mindful of what we can do for the students, how we can keep active with them, things that we can do to make them feel that they could call us for job references, what's in your area, how do I interview. We're a talented group in many, many, many different fields. So that's what we're working on, is how we can be even better resource for the students.
Absolutely. And we have Alumni Board members all across the country, from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. There are some vacancies available on the board. So if anyone is interested, you are an alum of Suomi or Finlandia and would like to serve on the board, you can reach out to me or Monica. But my contact information, I'll put it in the show notes for you. You can shoot me an email or just call me directly, and we can get your nomination and the board can vote on you. So thank you, Monica, for being here today. We have a few events happening this weekend that you can check out. Saturday, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, men's soccer versus Emmanuel Baptist. Women's soccer versus Mount Mary is also Saturday at 5 p.m. at McAfee Field. And then we have a really exciting middle school volleyball clinic on Sunday that you should check out. So you can go to the athletic website at fulions.com if you want to learn more about that. And thank you again, Monica, for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Olivia.
And we'll see you next Friday.